All right, good afternoon. RPG a Day 2023, August 28th. The question is the scariest game. Matter of fact, let me double check what that question, because I'm going from memory. So let me make sure I know what that, if it's the scariest game I've played or the scariest game I've run. Sorry, I should have looked this up before I sat down to do this. 1 minute. And then I'm going to go, and then I will be back to, all right, let me find the prompts. Here it is. 28th is today, correct? Yep. Okay. Scariest game you've played. Okay. This is not a good question for me because I rarely run scary games. And in all of my years now, fortunately, the last 12 years, I've had a chance to play as much, if not more, than GM, at least online. Locally, I still GM everything for the most part. I can't say that I've been in a meant to be scary game, right? I've never played Call of Cthulhu. I've never GM'd Call of Cthulhu. I've never been in a game like Call of Cthulhu. But the closest thing I could say to something that gets you some EBGBs, two examples. One would be a Delta Green. Justin ran us in a Delta Green session. Was it Delta Green? Shoot, I think it was Delta Green. Your character is part of an organization that investigates supernatural. There are sanity checks, so to speak, right? I think it's based on the Call of Cthulhu engine in a way. I can't recall exactly. The point is that had some serious heebie-jeebies, and Justin did a great job. And of course, the mechanics of asking us to make checks when things are when we witness horrific or grotesque things was perfectly done. And I would say that game is on the channel, by the way. You can see that actual play, our Delta Green session on the channel that Justin ran for us, but that was like 2 years ago, I think. Since then, though, in the last year, it was the Simba session that Dell ran, the Metamorphosis session. I missed the first session. I was in the second session. My character is already been knocked unconscious and is being held. From the moment Dell introduced me to that session, to that scenario that they were in, as we were in the middle of a supernatural metamorphosis, very surreal, I felt very claustrophobic, felt very surreal. I felt very trapped. In character, I couldn't get out of this place and out of this thing fast enough. So tarot, as a matter of fact, I was so affected by that session with Dell, escaping that metamorphosis ritual that we were caught in, so to speak. Tarot that I narrated lingering effects of Tarot's, what this did to Tarot's. Tarot ended up for a while homeless and utilizing drink and drugs and whoring, and really kind of had lost any kind of sense of himself and sense that there's anything worth it. That would have to be a session that wasn't meant to be scary. I don't believe it was meant to be surreal and was meant to be otherworldly, so to speak. But for Tarot in character, that was a terrifying, and the way Dell described it and the way I felt, the way it made me feel completely trapped in this narrow, tight, claustrophobic space that was really wackadoo, right? It was masterful. And again, this is why when I role play and I'm in character, if things can be set in such a way, I'm going to be affected as the character, and it was fantastic. So those are the best two I could touch on here. They weren't intentionally meant to be like scary horror games or anything. Well, Delta Green certainly can have those elements, and Justin did a brilliant job with that. As there's no doubt we all saw some horror, we all had some heebie-jeebies, but it was great. So anyway, thank you again, RPG a Day. Hopefully I will be able to finish this. I do have some medical tests and some hospital stuff I have to do. So we'll just see what comes from all of that over the next few days. But everybody take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.